Draw every day with JJK.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Draw Every Day with JJK. I hope that you all had a nice weekend. I know I saw a lot of folks out there were drawing some great pictures, and I'm just so proud of all of the creative efforts that are being conducted in these households all across the country and in some cases across the world. You know, my friend Victor, who lives in Ecuador with his son Felipe, they were watching the other day and drawing as well. And fun fact, my friend Victor is the namesake for the main character for my Jedi Academy books. So when we last spoke, I left you with a scribble. Let me show you what my scribble looked like. This is the scribble that I made for all of you to work with, and check out some of the amazing work that people did. What's amazing and just so cool about being an artist is that everybody has a different vision and everyone has a different way of seeing things. Everyone has a different art style. So look, everyone was given the same random scribble and so many different visions came out of that one scribble. And I love that some grown-ups are participating as well as the younger family members. I saw some mustaches, some cats, dragons, some fun hats. Really, I was just, every single scribble artwork that came in was just so unexpected. And look at this. This is a dinosaur that has volcanoes coming out of its humps, and it has baby dinosaurs that also have volcanoes coming out of their humps. I want to talk to you a little bit about, again, last week I shared some stories about when I was an artist as a kid, and I want to show you this picture I drew of Snoopy. I remember being in 4th grade when I drew this picture, and I was in Miss Beatty's art class at Gates Lane Elementary School in Worcester, Massachusetts. And you know, I love Snoopy. And I was painting this picture of Snoopy, and paint spilled in a spot where I did not want it to spill. And I was really sad. I was ready to just crumble this picture up and toss it in the trash. But Miss Beatty stopped me. And she said, well, there's really no such thing as a mistake in art, just an opportunity to make something new and different. So instead of just throwing this piece away, why don't you see how you could use that spilled paint as an opportunity? And so I added all of those funky colors around Snoopy. And you know what? Miss Beatty loved it so much that she put it in a student exhibit at the Worcester Art Museum. So that picture is the very first time I ever saw my work up on a wall in a gallery. And to think I was just ready to throw it away and just be done with it. I'm glad that I was able to see that there was opportunity in some of the unexpected moments when it comes to art. Because that's what making art is all about. It's not about, it's also not about making the perfect thing. It's about learning when you make that thing. So then the next thing you make will be a little bit better, and the next thing you make after that will be a little bit better. So it's not so much about this one thing that you're making, it's about the overall journey. Also, I love that everyone is drawing out there. And just remember that I'm giving you the tools for you to draw. So you don't have to draw just like me. You don't have to draw the characters just like I do. I mean, I'm thrilled if you do, because that's how I learned how to draw. Remember earlier last week, I talked about how I would draw Snoopy, as you just saw, in Garfield. And that is how artists learn how to draw. But don't feel like you as a kid need to draw like I'm drawing now, because I'm a grown-up who's had years and decades of experience. And you're a young artist who's still at the very beginning and learning. All right, so today's lesson is going to be about communicating the character's feelings through body language. We all have body language, and we don't realize how when we stand or sit or walk into a room, how we're communicating to people how we feel. I mean, it's obvious with our faces, but if we're slouching or standing up, that is going to really affect how people perceive how we're feeling. So let me switch up my cameras here. See if I did it right. Okay. And now, let me get in here. So I'm going to draw some very loose marks. It's going to be very loose today. And again, we are talking about body language. Now remember, as I draw, if I'm going too quickly, these videos will always be replayed on YouTube later. So again, I always start off with some shapes. And these are gesture sketches, very loose sketches, almost like a fancy stick figure. Now, there's that character. Let's call this character A. Let's call this character B. Now, between character A and character B, which character would you say is the most confident? Probably character A. Because when you're feeling good about yourself and you're feeling confident, you stand up straight and you don't slouch. So you stand up straight and you walk into a room and you feel confident existing in that space. When you're feeling sad or insecure, you might fold your arms into one another, you might slouch, and you're not feeling as comfortable being where you are. So it's almost like you're trying to fold into yourself. So think about that as you're not only drawing the facial expressions on your characters, think about how their body language is going to help communicate how that character feels. For instance, my character was walking down the street. Do, 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 do. You know, maybe they're whistling. That character looks pretty happy and confident, don't they? But if my character was feeling sad and they were walking down the street, they'd probably be slouching. They definitely wouldn't have as much pep in their step. Maybe their hands would be in their pockets. Because sometimes when you're feeling sad or insecure, you don't know what to do with your hands, right? So you might fold them into one another. You might put your hands in your pocket. Now, I make a lot of comics. So there's a lot of action in comics. So take my lunch lady character, for instance. If she's ready to like fight off the villains, I'm going to show some extreme poses. So by that I mean, so say if she's about to throw a punch, I'm going to give her a very dynamic pose. If she's thrown the punch, I'm going to give her a very dynamic pose. I'm not going to stop somewhere in the middle of that action. For instance, okay, here's my lunch lady's head. Here's her body. Big dynamic stance. And maybe, you know what, maybe instead of throwing a punch, she has a meatball, some kind of explosive meatball. So instead of just having her mid-throw, I might have her right before she throws the meatball, and then right after she's thrown the meatball. Oh, emergency pencil sharpener. Get that pencil sharpener. Go, 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 go. Okay. And so see how these are very quick and loose? That way I can explore with the shapes. I can explore with I don't have to worry about the details because I'm just thinking about the major shapes and the flowing lines. I'm not even holding my pencil very firmly. Do you notice how I held my pencil like this? When I was in art school and they taught us we had to do life drawing, so a model would come in and pose. They want us to think about the whole picture first. So instead of coming in here and drawing all of the small details, I hold my pencil like so, and I can just go with the flow. Another fun dynamic pose. You know, when I come into the details, I'll hold it like this. I don't know who this is. Maybe this is a new superhero I'm making up on the spot. And we're going to be talking about a lot of comics this week and how to tell a story with comics. All right, so that is my lesson on body language. Let's talk about something serious now. Today's Monday. Here in Massachusetts, it's snowing today. But let's talk about pugs. Hello there, pugs. The pugs, that's Ralphie and Frankie. If you're just tuning in for the first time ever, these are my dogs, Ralph and Frank. Now, over the coming weeks, I'm going to be introducing you to some of my author and illustrator pals. I feel so lucky that I have so many creative friends who also write and illustrate books for a living, and that's their job. Their job is to use their imaginations and write and illustrate stories. And I'm going to be inviting them on to show us how they draw their characters. And today, let me show you who I have today. I have Raul III. He is the illustrator of the Lowriders in Space series. I don't know why my kid put a heart on that, but you know what? Let's let this be the Krosoczka Award for books that we love, right there. These books were written by Kathy Camper, illustrated by Raul III. Now, let me zoom in here to show you just how beautiful his artwork is. He creates a lot of his work with ballpoint pens, blue, red, black. These books, these graphic novels are just stunningly, stunningly beautiful. He's also the author and illustrator of the Vamos, Let's Go to the Market picture book. And this is like a modern day Richard Scarry. Elaine Bay did the coloring for these books. And Raul wrote the books and drew all the pictures. And isn't that just a work of beauty? I could just pore over these books, these comics, all day long. So let's give Raul a call on my payphone. Now you might be out there watching this and saying to yourself, Jarrett can't call his friends on a payphone. And yes, I can. You don't believe that I can't make a video call live and in person via satellite on my payphone? Well, watch this.
This is Raul III. I'm coming to you live from Medford. I am ready to draw some characters for you. First, let me get this banana and this tomato off of my head. So, listen, I have a brand new book coming out.
We are so excited that there is a second Vamos book, and this is going to be on bookshelves tomorrow. So if you have a local bookstore, check it out. Get it from your favorite bookstore, wherever you may get your books. Tell us about it.
I thought I would draw a character from within this very book to share with you guys how it's done. Right, let's do this.
Well, let's watch Raul III draw his character.
At the drawing table, I'm about to start my drawing of El Toro. As you can see, I started with a very light sketch, and now what I am doing is I am inking in the drawing. Inking is basically when you start to define the drawing with a defining contour line. And honestly, this is it. If I mess up here, I'm just going to have to live with it. But I think we'll be okay. Even a little mess up is fine every once and again when it comes to drawing. So hopefully this turns out looking something like El Toro. When I draw El Toro, since he's a wrestler and he's a champ and he loves what he does, he's always got a confident smile on his face. He's always in action, so nice. I try to draw him using very dynamic poses. Like for instance, here he is lunging towards his opponent. He's got these cool gloves with bands on them. I think they're yellow. Boop, boop. He's got his name written large right on his chest. That way there's no mistaking who he is. El Toro. El campeón del mundo. Número uno. Number one. Champion.
He loves himself,
of
doesn't he?
the world. There's his belt. It's got a T on it. T for
Toro.
Toro. You got it. By the way, this little exercise is being filmed by my numero uno, my buddy, my son, Raul the Fourth. So here we are. He wears like these high top shoes. They're kind of like Chuck Taylor's, but they've got little black dots in them instead of stars, so I call them black holes. And there we are. His other big, powerful mano de piedra. And voila! Oh yes, last but not least, this is my favorite part. Signing the picture. Raul the Third. Voila!
Well, Raul, thank you so much for coming on to draw Toro for us. Raul?
Hey, thanks for having me, Hey, wait a second. Why is there a bag over my head? Jarrett, thanks for having me. I had a great time drawing El Toro. Keep drawing, my friends, and we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Thank you so much for visiting us with Raul. And now it is time for Family Draw Time.
Chompy, chompy. Mush, 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 mush.
Everybody, welcome Lucky back to the show.
Hi.
Lucky has a game that they actually taught to me. And I'm really excited about this game. So let's get going with it. I am going to switch up the things there, okay? Now, could you show the viewers at home what the end product is, and then we'll tell you how we make it.
Okay, so this one I made at alt class. It's a robot one.
Mm-hmm.
And like that.
Oh, like this, okay.
And you open it. Like that.
Wow! There you go, yeah. Okay, what else you have?
This bunny one.
Oh, it's such a cute bunny. Hello, little bunny.
Yes.
Ah, the monster!
And
Look at this little cute little unicorn. It's a
one.
hello, little unicorn. How are you today?
Yeah.
Ah! Oh, is that a pug unicorn?
Yes.
Oh, hello. Ah!
Unipug. It's a unipug.
It's a unipug. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of paper and fold it into thirds, but not full thirds, right?
Yeah, like that.
Like if the middle third was really wide,
Mm-hmm.
and the top two thirds, the end thirds were thinner.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay, so now let me get a marker. And I'm going to make, I was a huge fan and still am a huge fan of the Muppets. I love me a good Muppet. So I'm going to make a monster that's Muppety. So in this case, it's kind of starting off creepy. But the examples you showed started off nice, right?
Yeah. Like, kind of the whole point is to scale people. But you can make it scary and then, like, make it even creepier.
Okay, so let's start.
Like, surprising. Like, even you could do, like, scary and then cute.
Oh, you could do scary and cute. I like that. And then, here, you know what? Why don't, and here's the monster's tongue. Why don't you take this purple and why don't you draw something inside that monster's mouth?
Okay, let me just make the line here.
Okay.
And,
like maybe he ate something.
a bone.
A bone? Creepy.
A kitten.
A kitten?
I don't know, but I don't
That's
know.
okay.
Kitten's head.
Oh, just the head of it. See, this is getting dark real quick.
And it's still alive.
And it's still alive, but it's a floating kitten head.
Yes, floating kitten head.
Okay, ready? Let's see. Who wants to, you know, we can do it like this. Who wants to learn the alphabet with me? Blah! Let's just do it again.
Well, we could do the alphabet in for now.
Let's start off with something cute. I really like where you were going with that. So again, we're going to fold it in threes, with the middle third being the biggest. So why don't you...
I like making, like, unicorn stuff.
Okay.
But you can make anything you want.
Okay.
I think I am going to make an LOL. I like them.
Lucy loves the LOLs.
Yes. Okay. And
Oh, such a cute little baby. Oh.
they're kind of called. They say they're called BBs.
BBs.
Yeah. And this neck. This is Rocco. And
I like what you're doing there. You're like the whole body is going to be on the. So it's like that part where the two pieces of paper to come together is going to be the character's jaw, like their top jaw and bottom jaw. But you could use the bottom part to draw their whole body.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
All right.
Pockets.
Pockets. LOLs have a lot of accessories.
Yes.
A lot of small, tiny accessories that they need pockets for.
Okay. Now I am going to make it weird.
Okay. So that's their big...
The mouth is not a circle anymore.
That's their big jaw, right? Ooh.
And so teeth.
Eek.
It's not cute at all, but
that's what makes it so awesome.
and then hair's going everywhere.
She's all like frazzled and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And now I am going to do the show. Okay.
Oh, I love it.
And pinch. And they're broken now.
Oh no.
She only has one shoe on.
Oh, can I draw what's in their mouth?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What's gonna be?
Wait, I forgot to do a tongue.
Oh, a tongue. Okay. They are eating sprinkles.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get a couple different colors.
I like them just sprinkles.
Pink.
Once they ask for extra funlies.
Yeah, you love your rainbow sprinkles. Nom 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 nom. Okay, so let's try it out. Let's test it out. Let's test drive your character here. Oh, hi, you look Well, I want to thank everybody again for coming on and joining us to draw. Lucky, could you say goodbye to everybody watching?
Bye.
And thank you for coming and showing us a brand new drawing game. So grown-ups have been sharing pictures on my various social media channels. Please continue to do that. For the end of the video segment that we have where I share on this channel all of the awesome artwork that young people have been making, I now have a dedicated page on my website where you can find out information on how to submit. So studiojjk.com/draweverydaywithjjk.html. Kind of long, but that's the actual page on my website, grown-ups. Please visit that. Kids, make sure you have permission of your grown-ups before you visit a website. And thank you all again. Draw every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Check out this awesome work sent in by all of you. Bye.
Please click like and subscribe and keep drawing. See you soon.